everyone. Welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. My name is Prabhat, founder at Online Seller UK, and today I have got another really interesting topic for Amazon sellers, and that affects them every day. That is how negative reviews hurt your brand, and most importantly, what can you do about it? So I'm joined by Shane from Tracefuse, and you'll give us an insight and talk to us how to solve that. So welcome to our podcast, Shane.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man. This is awesome. I've been a fan of the podcast for a while, and here I am, man, I guess. So I'm excited to chat today.
Excellent. So I think it's good for you to introduce yourself, your company, and then we take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Shane Barker. I'm actually the owner of Tracefuse, and we built Tracefuse out once again to help sellers, be able to get rid of negative reviews, and we'll kind of probably dive deep into that here in a little bit.
Excellent. So, before recording, I was talking to and telling, we Amazon sellers have this everyday sort of thing. So, how big is the problem? Talk to me on this.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is big in the sense that I think that Amazon is doing everything they can, I believe, on their side to stop, those types of reviews from coming in. I believe they do a good job. It's always difficult to say exactly how many they stop because we don't see them because they've been stopped. So I do know that some of them get through. I think of it, the analogy I always use is it's a terrible analogy, but it's an analogy. It's like a drug cartel. Like, when they're going to the border with drugs, they have 10 vehicles, whoever grabs five of the vehicles, the other five get through. So it's kind of the same thing with Amazon. The minute that they're stopping all the other reviews, there's some other reviews that are still going to get through that maybe violate Amazon's guidelines, and I think they're continuously improving that. But at the end of the day, as we know, the reviews on Amazon is the lifeline of Amazon for sellers and buyers, right? As a buyer, you go and you see so many stars and so many reviews, and then you just automatically buy it, right? Depending on the price point. And then on the other side of it, guess what? You can have an amazing product, but terrible reviews. And guess what? Then there's a situation, right? You'll never be seen. You won't be able to probably have that many people buying your stuff. So it's definitely it's the core of Amazon. And I think it affects both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm selling a product. It's going really well, and suddenly, one of the week, I got negative star. So, what am I going to do about it?
Yeah, that becomes this. That's a hard situation, right? Because it happens to everybody. I mean, what I always remind people is like, hey, listen, at the end of the day, you're going to get bad reviews, right? It's going to happen. So you have to be able to understand that, hey, listen, that's going to happen, and you have to be okay with that. The other thing is too is to define what we do. We only go after reviews that are against violates Amazon's guidelines or is fraudulent. So those are the things that we're focused on. If there's somebody that's giving you some constructive criticism on your product, those are things that we won't remove. We can't remove because there's nothing that violates Amazon's guidelines. Those need to be things that you take a look at and then you're assessing it and going, hey, how can I make the product better because of what these people are saying? If you have a lot of people saying the same things, great. Realize that any product that anybody in the world has ever come out with, they're on version 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 now, right? Like you have to improve and look at that and take that as actually a gift, or somebody giving you a gift. But what we really focus on are things that they could be constructive criticism, but they said a cuss word or mentioned pricing or mentioned a competitor or hate speech or even FBA related stuff. So if something was shipped late or used or broken, those are all things that we focus on because that's an Amazon warehouse thing. That's not a product thing. So those are the main things that we focus on when it comes to reviews and stuff like that. The other thing is that we can only remove reviews, not ratings. That's an important factor as well. It has to be physically something written there because we need to be able to go, hey, Amazon, these are your rules. You're not supposed to use the F word. This person used the F word in a review. Hey, we should remove that. So that's that's our leverage that we use.
Excellent. So another very common thing is having the fake reviews. So, how do we deal with those situations?
Yeah, I mean the thing is fake reviews are hard. Our system actually detects those as well. There's a number of different ways that we look at that, but one of the main ways is if somebody comes and buys like, five of your products or something, and then all of a sudden gives you a 1 star for all of those products. And then what we would do is that flags in our system, and then we go and we take a look at that. And when I say we, I mean humans, people, not AI. We have an AI factor to this, but it's a very heavy in our training and what to look for. And they'll go and take a look at it. And guess what? If they happen to buy your competitors' products and bought five of their products and gave them nothing but 5 star reviews, and the products are comparable, right? I mean, we're talking about like creatine and creatine, right? There might be little differences, but they take them for the same reasons. Then we would go and we'd file an escalation case with Amazon, and say, hey, this is a fake buyer's account. But there really needs to be kind of what we call a smoking gun, right? There needs to be like just clear evidence that there's something going on here. We don't want to waste Amazon's time. We don't want to waste our time. I mean, we're a performance-based company, so the people only pay when reviews actually get removed, not cases filed. So we are very strategic on how we do things. And once again, we're also fully compliant with Amazon, which is obviously a big factor as well. That's always the big question we get. We've been doing this for 3 years. We've removed over probably 14,000 reviews to date and have over 500 clients. So we're out there and making big things happen.
Excellent. So that's all good. If I sign up with yours, say for instance, tomorrow, what's going to happen? Talk me through, please.
Nothing but pure magic is going to happen. That's what's going to happen. But that might be, I'm the owner, so I'm a little biased. But no, really what will happen is you can actually go and sign up on the website. You can go up, it's a thing, click Get Started. You watch a little demo video with a guy named Shane Barker. I always talk about myself in third person. And then you can watch that. You go to step 2, you put in your information, you put in your merchant token, and there we go. You'll have your dashboard up. And so what will happen is you will go in and you actually get to pick the ASINs in the back end of the software. So we don't pick the ASINs. We pull all the ASINs from your merchant token, and you can go in and really just activate the ones you want us to go after. Once you activate that, we grab the critical reviews, the 1, 2s, and 3 stars. We send them through our AI. That's when we figure out whether they're compliant with Amazon or not. If they are compliant with Amazon, we don't touch them. We don't file anything on them. We're not going to waste Amazon's time. We actually look at the ones that are against Amazon's guidelines, where they're using what's getting cussing, pricing, mentioning competitors, those types of things. And then we would look and then we would start filing cases on those within a few days. We have to figure out which departments we want to file with, obviously the terminology we use. We also look at the cadence for asking for updates. We know Amazon, like give you an example, like brand registry, you have to wait at least 7 days. So we're going to wait 7 days until we ask for an update. So these are all things that we've learned over the years, that any one of these things you do wrong could make it so that you're not getting any reviews removed. So fake reviews, if you want to, you really should be doing an escalation case if you can get enough evidence. But the idea is you have to build a very strong case that, hey, this is a reason why. Like somebody buying 5-year products and giving you a 1-star review, like that's not how we work as consumers, right? At the end of the day, if I buy something and I hate it and give it a 1-star, I'm going to buy a second one, a third one, a fourth one, and a fifth one. No, that's just not how things work. So those are the things you need to look for.
Excellent. So this is the situation where something goes wrong. Okay.
Absolutely.
Obviously, that's when we think about what to do. But I'm thinking as we speak, we needn't need to wait until then, because as you've said before, things happen on when you sell on Amazon. So do you think it's a good idea for somebody who is quite, growing quite a lot, to sign up anyway? Not that I want that anybody has a negative star, but sign up anyway with the program, and then if things happen, then at least somebody's ready to talk to the system and knows what to do. Is that a good idea, you think?
Well, yeah, it's a phenomenal idea. I mean, I always tell our sellers that we talk to, try to be more proactive than
Yes,
reactive,
that's
right?
right.
Because that's really what you're talking about. And it's funny that you're bringing that up, because we had TraceFuse 1.0, we're at like 3.0 now, but like at 2.0, we actually did an update where we were looking at, any kind of reviews where we're monitoring them. So any of those ASINs that are being monitored that are active with us. So when you activate them, what that means is that you're protected 24/7. So if it's a month before Prime Day or Christmas or any of the big holidays, whenever the big money comes in for you, we have a monitoring system, which means that if a review comes in, our system will detect it in a few days, and one of our humans, our people, our filers will actually go a few days later and file a case on it, assuming there's something that violates Amazon's guidelines or that is fraudulent. So absolutely, I highly recommend you being proactive, because guess what? At the end of the day, when you do a launch, if you go and launch, you spend a year, put your products together, everything great, then you launch your product and a competitor or somebody comes and gives you a 1-star review, your launch is done. So what we do is you can come in and activate it with us. And if the person that gives you the review violates Amazon's guidelines or is potentially fraudulent, great, we'll file a case. And the goal is to get that launch back on where it needs to be, making some money and, going and producing.
Excellent. I think you've given me wealth of information here. So we're towards the end. So if somebody wants to, talk to you, find you, or they're not sure how things work, where's the best place to find you and talk to you?
Yeah, you can go to tracefuse.ai. That's tracefuse.ai. You can take a look there. Also, you guys can reach out to me. My email is just Shane, Shane, at tracefuse.ai. You can go take a look at that. I will tell your audience one more thing. If they want to try to do this on their own, we do have a free tool that they can use as well, that actually uses our intel, all the information that we've created off of ChatGPT, or excuse me, off of AI. We started about 3 years ago. What you can do is you can go in and take a look at that. It's Amazon Review Checker. So if you go to Tracefuse, what you'll do is they'll see Amazon Review Checker. You can put in your ASIN. We'll create a free report for you. It'll tell you exactly what violates Amazon's guidelines, and they can go and try to file on their own.
It's really good. Great. It's a really good conversation. Thank you again, Shane, for your time today, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.
Thank you so much.